Good evening. Welcome to prayer time. This is a beautiful end of our week here, Friday. Oh, and what a crazy week it's been. We're getting close to Halloween, but we're 2 weeks away from Halloween, and I tell you, it just feels like this year has just flown by with us here. All right. Well, thanks for checking in, Wayne. Well, this is prayer time. My name is Joe. I am a practitioner, licensed practitioner of science of mind teaching. That's what that RSCP stands for, religious science practitioner. But what does that really mean? Well, that means that I hold affirmative prayer and I hold this greater knowledge, this greater truth. Both for things going on here that I see, for the greater picture when I'm asked to be of service. But it's about more than that. It's about having a different line of consciousness, awareness, recognition of the path that we're on, where we are in this thing called life. So, I want to welcome you to prayer time here today. And I was kind of thinking about, what I was going to talk about today before we go into prayer. And I was really kind of I had this very specific vision of uh, you know, chucking a pebble into a lake and the ripple that it creates. And when I'm mentoring people, when I'm talking to people, when I'm teaching people, oftentimes I'll talk about what we do comes back, and we have to think about the ripple, the effect, the what are we doing to make this world a better place. And I really kind of started thinking about that as far as in prayer is a great example of it. you know we can say a prayer and we can be in autopilot mode, or we cannot have our heart into it, or we could just be going through the motions of it. I can think of doing prayers in practitioner class where I've just said the same type of prayer 15 times in a class period, and your brain may slip a little bit because you're losing that bigger picture of why you're holding that truth. So, I was really kind of thinking about, just how we show up. It goes more than us just being there in appearance. It's about our consciousness. About our awareness. It's about what we are spiritually bringing to the table. So, that's just kind of what I was thinking about. And, I was kind of drawn to this passage that um, it is in Can We Talk to God? In case you're wondering what book we're in that I was talking about here. But this is the reading that I really was kind of drawn to this evening as I was kind of meditating on this. And it's page 95. It says, "It is through the medium of this greater mind, this broader field of spiritual realization, that practitioners work, calling upon the deeper side of life, upon that universal medium which unites all people and events into one unitary wholeness. Therefore, so as far as practitioners are concerned, there's no difference between an absent and a present treatment. We only need to know whom we wish to help. Realizing that in the field of mind and spirit there's no apartness, we speak the word for the other person in full confidence that the law will operate upon it, but are not concerned where the person whom we desire to help, or what that person may be doing at that particular time. We are concerned only with our own thoughts relative to that person while endeavoring to bring out our own minds the realization that this person is a spiritual entity governed by a perfect law, directed by positive intelligence and animated by divine light." So, what is this really talking about? Well, this is making a point about the power of prayer and receptivity regardless of this here. Because we subconsciously, we know whether we are in that mood where we want to change or whether accepting of that prayer on here. But really what the practitioner is doing is is we are going beyond that. We're going into what we know to be the truth. We're praying on that divine truth that we know to be there, whether it's abundance, whether it's perfect health, whether it's divine intelligence and passing a test. We pray knowing that truth. That truth is the basis of our prayer. We are putting our thought into that. And if we're not putting our thought into that, what Ernest Holmes would say was we'd be praying amiss. We'd have a spiritual bypass. We would be going through the motions, but we really wouldn't be on that train of thought. So just some kind of thought here as far as what we were going at. We ironically did have this conversation in my practitioner class. We also had it in a class I took called Essential Earnest, and it was the idea that even if I am requesting a prayer for somebody else and they don't want the prayer, we're still putting it out in the universe because we're tapping into that divine truth for them. It does take, some would say it takes two to tango when it comes to prayer. You have to have a willing participant, but it's about closing in on that consciousness, that awareness of what we know to be that truth. That's the most important aspect of it. Is when we tap into that, we're going into that creative medium. We're going into that law. We are declaring that truth. We are putting our energy behind it. And that's where that manifestation starts. It may not be a full manifestation. It may not be a demonstration that just shows its way, but it's the start of the process. It's planting that seed. And that's sometimes all that it's about. So that was the reading for today. And, I didn't mention it because I don't know why my brain was not working this morning or this evening for that fact. But, if there's something that you do want covered in prayer, whether you're watching this in the morning or the evening or 10 o'clock at night, it doesn't really matter. Prayer at ntmedia.org. We have a group of practitioners that hold those truths for you. So if there's anything that you want a prayer request on, not an issue at all. We hold those truths to be, it's part of our practitioner call to hold the confidentiality and to also put our energy and our effort, our inertia into it. My home church, we have a practitioner page that there's probably some days there's 4 or 5 things. Sometimes there's 7 things that I hold in prayer. And I make a conscious effort of notating what I'm going to be praying on and making sure that I'm staying true to that. And I put my energy behind it. So anyway, that was where my brain was going this evening. But we're going to go ahead and get ready for prayer. And if you've never prayed with me before, you'll know one of the things that I like to do that's a little wonky is I like stretching out. Got to stretch it out. Stretching out is always important before prayer. I find that it helps us tap in, but it helps us relax too. And I think relaxing is very, very important. All right, grab a drink. And let's do this. Just invite to focus this evening on just slowing down. The weekend is over. So get ready for this beautiful weekend ahead. Temperatures are cooling down. It's a good time. Have a cup of hot cocoa, hot apple cider. And I can't think of 2 greater things that are a demonstration of the seasons changing than those 2 items. And I know whether the temperature is 85 degrees outside or 40, I know that I am part of this greater thing called Earth. And right now I'm in this beautiful state called Colorado where I get to see the fall season come upon us into winter. And as the leaves change, just this demonstration of spirit and form, from animals hibernating to birds that are flying south for winter, to the idea of seeing pumpkins and Thanksgiving decorations out in the stores. I just know and recognize that all of these things are this part of this greater whole called God, called spirit, called divine action. And it doesn't really matter what I call it. I could call it love. I could call it nature. But I know that my mind is part of this greater whole. That the peace and calm, the serenity, the love and the light that exists within my mind, my thoughts, are part of this creative medium, this divine intelligence of spirit. And I know this truth for every man, woman, and child that is listening to this prayer, whether praying in a mosque, a synagogue, a temple, outside in nature, or in a living room, on a couch. I just know and just declare that this presence of spirit exists in all these forms, this greater tapping into this divine intelligence. I know this to be the truth. And I know that all paths of life right now, whether being blessed with this divine intelligence and pushing forward to a new career, to a new prosperity, to a new abundance, or looking for a different opportunity, a different way to connect. I just know and just declare just this presence of spirit that exists in the journey. For I just know that God's purpose in this is for us to tap into this divine abundance. That divine abundance is there for all. It's not just for one person, it's not just for one particular race of people or gender or ethnicity. It is for all. And as we tap into that universal abundance, our recognition, we get closer and closer to the divine. Our ability to see spirit and form and action, it comes to that forefront. It comes to that awareness. It is there. And I know that all that are going through health journeys right now, I know that they are guided by this divine perfection that exists within them. And no matter what the diagnosis or series of events that have been triggered in this world of form, I just know that all these doctors, nurses, practitioners, all these medical staff that are sent here to answer that call, I know that they are guided with this divine intelligence. I know this healing energy surrounds all that are going through this event of the pandemic. And I know that this presence of spirit is there for all on this spiritual journey. For there is no place where someone is alone. Because even in a room alone, a person still has this connection with God. That presence of God comes out. It is there. There's no need to tap into it. And I just give deep gratitude being able to see this prayer, see this journey, see this light, this love, which I know to be prayer in action. I know that this prayer in action is part of this greater whole, this greater path of abundance. I just give deep gratitude for being able to be a part of this journey, being able to be a part of this New Thought Media Network team, being able to be a part of this spiritual journey, answering my ministerial call. And what a beautiful journey this has been. And what a beautiful journey this will continue to be. Just focus just into that breath. And just knowing that my heart is overflowing with this consciousness, awareness, with this love and light. I don't need to do anything further. I just let this prayer go within that universal law, this alchemy of love and light, which I know is there. Taking a deep breath, I just let it be, let it go. And together we say, and so it is. What a beautiful way to end our evening tonight. I just wanted to just tell you how much I appreciate being able to hold this prayer tonight. And if you're ever curious about things, where do I really start to evolve my spiritual practice? Where can I really take that first step? The first step is taken by making a conscious effort to increase the energy around you, to create that seed, to create that greater possibility for tomorrow. That's where the journey starts. So I leave you with that, and I will tell you, I just love being able to share this time with you. And until we meet again here, just want to wish you the best here. If you have anything that you need to have held in prayer at ntmedia.org. And if you have the ability to donate and support the network, we do a lot of good things here. We have a music network with a bunch of beautiful artists. We have daily shows and like podcasting, but we also we have this light in the world that we just need to continue to share. So if you have the ability to, I'd encourage you to support the network through that link below. Sending you love and light for this evening. I wish you all the best till we talk again. Peace, love, and blessings, my friend. Peace out. And so it is again.